Hello guys and gals, me Mutahar, and if it's anything that makes me even the slightest bit happy in life are animals. I love cute little animals, okay? My personal favorite are cats, okay? I don't own any animals myself because I just don't have the time or you know, whatever to really have animals. So that whenever I go to my friends' places, I always love cuddling with their cats and dogs. They're the cutest things in the world. Life doesn't get better than a cute animal by your side, okay? Let me tell you. All right, the most lovable creatures out there. But you know what? There are some people in reality that love their animals a little too much. And this whole video is sponsored by an actual argument that I've had with somebody else, okay? Someone that I no longer talk to, someone that I've completely cut out of my life, because this person tried to actually defend this as sort of something that is slightly normal, which is a relation with animals. Now, don't get me wrong, this person was never close to my life. I actually despise this person anyways, but now I had a good reason to completely cut off communications. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, Twitter has an updated terms of service, okay? Most terms of services have been updated, all right? Twitter had a problem with maps, and it actually still does. In fact, there's still the mega links problem on Twitter, which I'm actually going to be deep diving into again, because Twitter is not doing anything to combat that, okay? I don't know if they're trying. There have been accounts active for months just trading disgusting material with each other, and it's like Twitter doesn't even care. Now, they've updated their policy in 2020, okay, where in their child exploitation policy, they went out and said promoting or normalizing attraction to minors as a form of identity or sexual orientation, that's not permitted. So by definition, stuff like maps isn't allowed. And you know why maps aren't allowed? Is because attraction to minors eventually snowballs into actually going through with it. I don't care if you say that you're a anti-contact, or at the end of the day, that's some pedo stuff to me, okay? That's like trying to normalize the whole world. And I don't like to live in a world where that kind of disgusting behavior is really normalized. No one accepts it in any side. It's not even up to debate with most people, okay? They just think it's wrong. If you try to die on that hill and defend it, know that there is a watch list with your goddamn name on it, okay? Now, that being said, Twitter finally updated in 2020. They're like, oh, wow, we better get rid of that. That's just bad. Now, there's something else called the Twitter Zoophile community. Now, if you don't know what a zoophile is, it's basically someone that has an attraction to animals. Now, for me, I look at this kind of stuff, and when people try to normalize it, when you have to look at it this way, okay? If you have that attraction to animals, right, and people try to like push it, they try to normalize it, the next logical step that happens to most impressionable people that go onto that side of the internet is they're like, well, I guess it's kind of normal to do Fido, and then they start fucking doing Fido, and that's when you get into some goddamn problems. Now, this leads us down to the first little rabbit hole, which is the word zeta. Now, zeta, which is uppercase Z, lowercase zeta, ancient Greek, Demotic Greek, classical, is the sixth letter of the Greek alphabet in the system of Greek numerals. It has a... What? What was that? Oh, what, you were like, what does that have to do with the video? I was going, I don't fucking know. All right, I don't fucking know what the word zeta has to do with sticking your dick in your dog's asshole. I don't know. But it's somehow related, because if you go on fucking Twitter, of course, like all denizen crap holes, you know how like deep web browsing, I could just do Twitter browsing every Sunday, and it would be darker than anything I've seen on the deep web, by far. All right, now you go into this stuff, okay? All these zoophiles on Twitter have started to use the zeta, okay? Like a symbol as a sort of an identity, right? A sort of a way to guide people into the zoophile world, which, before we get into it, we have to start discussing illegality. Now, if you look at these symbols are kind of common on Twitter. K-pop actually had a symbol as well, too. I think it was like a circle with a strike through and whatnot, like a T circle top. It was a weird thing, okay? K-pop had this thing, and now Twitter has its own, like, you know, symbol. But if you look into the legality, okay, let's just cover this real quickly, okay? There's a lot to cover. Legality of bestiality in the United States. I'm picking the United States because most of my audience is from the United States, okay? That's simply why I'm doing it. Now, if you look at the United States, okay, the legality, from the map perspective, red means it's pretty fucking illegal. It's actually a felony. Yellow means it's a misdemeanor. Orange means it's either a misdemeanor or a felony, okay? Depending on how much you tear that rectum up, the judge will decide if you really should go to prison for it. Green means it's all fucking good, fam. Tear that horse pussy up. You know what I mean? You know how it'd be, dude. Now, if you look at DC, which is the District of Columbia, which means if we go back, all right, what that effectively means is if you go to the United States on a federal level, okay, It's all legal, fam. They don't give a shit about it, dude. Tear up Fido all you want, I guess is what it really means. Now, if you go to the illegal side, it means it's illegal for armed service members since February 4th, 1921, which means sometime before then, it was all Gucci to bang your fucking kangaroo on base, right? Until after that, they were like, nah, dude, we don't mess with that. The penalty for it is a dishonorable discharge. Imagine being like, let's say you're a Navy SEAL, right? And you're like, man, I just have this itch to do my dog. They will dishonorably discharge you. You don't get any pay or anything. In a majority of the United States, it's actually very illegal, right? For example, if you go to just Delaware, the maximum is 8 years in prison. I think that's actually longer than my entire YouTube channel's runtime. 8 years in prison. Imagine going to a prison cell in Delaware after doing your horse, and people in the prison cell are like, what are you in for? Oh man, I just tore up my dog's butthole. Just an average Friday night, right? Feds caught me. I was slacking, wasn't I? But you know, as far as it's illegal, it's totally okay in Delaware. Okay, to sell videotapes of some Zoophile action going in progress. But that's all I really wanted to look at. Can we just go on the fact that it's illegal in most part of the world, okay? Or just in the United States. Now, one of the things that I can't believe I'm ever Googling in my search history is, can animals consent, okay? Like, this is an important fact. This is why this stuff is illegal. Animals they're not typically the smartest creatures, okay? Animals are smart, okay? But they're not like, you know, as smart as a human being. They don't have the mentality to truly give consent, okay? You might be wondering, oh, but Nuda, if the dog didn't want it, they'd bite me and push me away. Now, if we're going to go with the fucking layman term like that, sure, I guess. Maybe if you're a smooth brain. But an actual level-headed, like, 10-head would tell you that, no, doing your dog, it can't really consent. It just doesn't have that logical capacity to do so. You are taking advantage of the animal by forcing yourself upon it, because that's what it is. And by that definition, yes, what you are doing is illegal, it's immoral, it's wrong, and no matter what social media you're on, there should be, like, a fucking zero-tolerance policy for it. At least the aspect of normalizing it should be fucking contained, because it's really disgusting behavior. Now, if we go back to this sign, the Zeta sign, which actually started around 2019, but it's alive and fucking well, ladies and gentlemen. For instance, okay, I found one account that says, just some aqua dick for all my zoos. Imagine having a mate with that, going in and out of you. Holy, what a dream. Stay in love and empower zoos. Zoo pride. Zoo positivity, zoophobia. And I have to censor this out, but that's a fucking dolphin dick, okay? If you've never seen what a dolphin dick looks like, it's a fucking lead pipe on a goddamn animal. I feel bad for the dolphin receiving this cock in return. That looks like an actual, like, sentient being attached to this person, okay? There is no human that could ever match. Mandingo, all right, is but a tiny creature in comparison to the phallic organs of a fucking dolphin. But hey, on the other image, I'm actually seeing a dude jack it off, so it's kind of fucking wild. Now, if you think this account was memeing, okay, this has been here since October 2020, since the same time Twitter updated the date. If you think this is a fucking joke, okay, they have uploaded, without a doubt, and I have to censor this, I guess I'll explain this disgusting process, okay? That is a human getting his starfish, his chocolate starfish, tongue jacked by a dog, all right? Yes, it really physically hurts to watch, all right? Ladies and gentlemen, that will be burned into my mind till the day I am actually dead. That dog is having a fucking time, dude. That dude's asshole must taste like fucking peanut butter. You never know. But yeah, they're actually sharing this stuff. And by the way, all right, just to put the legality in question, this account, since I don't know if it's from the United States or anything, but if they were in the fucking if they were in the state of Washington, that shit's a fucking felony, by the way. Rightfully goddamn so. Here's another one. This isn't even like bad, okay? This is like what gets retweeted all the time. Like, does your life story include a horse with a striped butt? If not, don't you think it's time? No, I really don't think I need a horse's ass in my life, dog. I mean, I get enough ass plenty as it is, boys and girls. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm good on that department. I don't need a horse's ass to add on top of that. You feel me? Here's another one, by the way. This is really fucking gross. Animals can't consent. Official sources stated this is false. If you don't know what this meme is, it's a play on what they're doing with like Donald Trump nowadays, who's been mauling since the fucking presidency's been over. Every time he tweets something, Twitter basically corrects him. And tells everyone, yeah, this guy's BSing, right? It's just the funniest fucking troll on Twitter's end. Like, if Jack Dorsey has ever done anything right, it's found a way to troll the current acting president of the United States. That is fucking hilarious. But yeah, official sources stated this is false. How about I tell you that animals actually can't consent? Like, you're trying to, like, justify this fucking shit, and it's really disgusting. Like, what they're trying to do is normalize the idea of having sex with animals, which is an illegal and immoral act, by the way. All right. And again, I'm not trying to be the fucking morality police, but I'm just saying, like, I think most human beings can agree that doing a defenseless animal that really doesn't know what the fuck is going around, it's happening to it, is actually immoral and wrong. I think that's a pretty fucking constant on most people's radar, right? Yeah. And like we said earlier, animals actually can't consent. You're full of shit. Get out of here. I really want to see your sources. I really do too. This is where you stop. I agree, Kazum. I agree. This is where everyone goddamn stops, dude. That is just wrong. Shut the hell your mouth. तुम अपना मुंह बिल्कुल बंद कर दो साले. Fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. You can never have a good song video without some good old Sonic the Hedgehog, man. Let me tell you, fuck me up, man. That hedgehog is what worth dying for. I love how, like, they have this graph now. Zoophiles account for 20% of furries, right? So approximately 500,000 furries, I guess, are actual zoophiles, which I don't really believe, by the way. It seems like now they're like trying to get onto the point of the fucking, 8% of the world is into this shit. You're telling me 624 million human beings in the world are like, yeah, man, my dog looks mighty goddamn cute. Let's fuck that rectum up, fam. No, I don't think that's true at all. I don't know where you're getting these like facts from. But again, as you can see, the Zeta symbol is being used as sort of like a calling, like dog whistle card for this kind of BS. Okay, gotta tackle this one. No, scientists don't agree that animals cannot consent to humans. And no, that is not a scientific source. Therapy is not given unless the person is destructive or distressed, impaired in social, occupational, or other areas of function. No, actually no. So where's the source? I love when people are like, no, scientists don't agree. Okay, if you know that, then provide your fucking source. Like, they're so quick to call out the other person's source, but like they actually gave a source. This person didn't give a source. They're just like, no, you're wrong. Done, get out. Like, bro, the world doesn't work on your fucking, the world runs on facts, not opinions, okay? Like, that's just reality. Therapy is not, no, it actually is destructive. You are destroying the sanctity, the holiness of this fucking cute little animal. That's wrong. That should be treated as wrong. People praise me for treating my horse very well when they don't know my attraction. The same people who swear that zoophiles mistreat and abuse the animal. Yeah, if you take it all the way, that's actually mistreating and abusing the animal. You know, it's fine to like your animal, but the moment you cross the line and start, you know, really loving your animal, that's mistreating and abusive to the animal. And if you don't agree with me, then you should probably agree with the fucking government that makes these rules, rightfully so, that tell you it's wrong. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was just a small taste of what effectively is going around on Twitter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to reiterate the fact that this is no call to action. I don't want anybody to just, like, go out of their way to harass or attack anybody in this. They don't deserve to have that. Nobody deserves to have harassment or any attack towards them, and I certainly can never condone that, and I actually fucking vilify if anybody does that too, because fighting fire with fire is just terrible. These people don't deserve hatred. If anything, these people deserve rational, level-headed responses. Like, if somebody tries to normalize this, the only healthy thing that you can do as a person is tell them that they are factually fucking incorrect. Like, this is wrong behavior. And the fact that it's even somewhat normalized is really fucking disgusting. Like, I don't really despise or hate anybody. It takes a lot for me to hate somebody, and if somebody's doing this, or if somebody is allied with this kind of cause, hey, look, you can believe and do whatever you want. I'm not going to hate you, but in reality, all I can say is this is wrong behavior to have. I think both sides of this situation, before I end this, I gotta say, like, these people are wrong too, and the people that promote hatred and violence against these people are also fucking wrong too, because you're not really doing anything to delegitimize this BS that exists. If anything, you're assisting these people in looking like the fucking victims, when in reality, the actions that they would commit to an animal does not grant them victimhood. honestly, all you have to do is pretty much approach it with the Gandhi perspective that most Indians have fucking come to know. And it's to be relaxed, it's to be calm, it's to understand that, listen, you have to tell these people that they're wrong. And that's through using facts and fucking logic. Because zoophilia is wrong, and bestiality is what it effectively leads into, regardless of whatever you think, right? That will lead into that. It's honestly a fucking slippery slope in that case. And it's why this has to be stopped right here. This stuff is too fucking normalized, and there's too many people who have been basically utilizing these symbols to help guide impressionable people to start thinking of, or potentially maybe even fuck their animals, right? Like, it depends on how you get into it. It depends on what communities that you got into. But overall, it's a really disgusting practice, and no real state really allows this. And honestly, it shouldn't surprise you why they don't. And most social media will not let you do it. For instance, if you go all the way, most social media services will probably fucking cut you off right there. And I guess rightfully so, because by definition, you are bringing harm to a fucking animal that cannot, in all honesty, consent. So yeah, fuck the Twitter, the nonsense. Twitter has just the weirdest fucking communities, the weirdest rules, and zoophilia is just one of the biggest fucking pillars of YouTube, or Twitter in this case. Ladies and gentlemen, I find it disgusting. This is me, Mutahar, and yeah, I'm out.